Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. We have some serious coaches porn for you because when you get Greg Popovich and Rick Carlisle going at each other, this is definitely the best coach series of the playoffs. And in the third quarter, someone tweeted to me asking who I thought would win this game. And my response was, in the third quarter, whoever gets the last shot. And I had no idea how accurate that statement would be.
Let's open with the Mavericks in the first half, where they run a double ball screen for Devin Harris. Dirk used to pop out to three, but instead he rolls hard to the hoop, then gets the pin down from the second ball screener. All this movement flows into the ISO, and he hits this incredible Dirk leg over Duncan. Next up, we see a double drag screen that turns right around into a double ball screen. This side-to-side movement stretches the defense, gets all eyes on Monta, so he can set up Dalembert for the finish. And the Mavs rip a play out of the Spurs playbook called 25, where the two guard screens the big man, who then screens the ball. Splitter allows Harris to turn the corner at full speed, Duncan has to help, and the lob to right is perfection. Now let's look at San Antonio, where they appear to run motion, but it breaks right into horns. The weak side backdoor cut by Manu opens up a wide open look for Diaw, who turns it down, handing off to Parker, who gets the mismatch and buries the three. Now here's some serious coaches porn with this set, so pay attention because it's beautiful. First, they run a double cross screen across the free throw line for Parker, but this is complete misdirection as Splitter pivots to form the elevator with Tim Duncan. The second Parker screener is Danny Green, who then sprints through the doors for the open, semi-open look from three that he nails. Kudos to Calderon for the effort. And then deep in the fourth quarter, the Spurs run what looks like a ho-hum high post split. But Duncan ignores the strong side action to pitch to Manu after Diaw sets him the pin down. Diaw slides into the open high post area, turns down another open look to find Kawhi, who never stopped moving from his pin down on the left side to get a nice hop catch and shoot from the right wing. Let's move on to the last 2 minutes. With a 5-point lead, Coach Popovich tries to get away with Diaw on Dirk, and while it takes a couple of passes for Dallas to realize this, they go right to the low post and he earns 2 free throws. The Spurs break into their basic motion set and watch how they get Manu open by setting a cross screen for Duncan in the lane first. The defense must honor the Duncan cut, and that allows Diaw to screen for Manu, who gets a great look, just can't hit. And this is why the Mavericks picked up Monta, who can just get a quick Dirk screen and pull up from 17 feet to nail a jumper. Kawhi goes under the screen, but still contests this with long arms. Up by 1, the Spurs aren't going to fool around, so they just go at Dalembert in the post with their bread and butter Tim Duncan. Dalembert reaches in, and while there really wasn't that much contact, referee Tony Brothers does have a good angle on it, and Duncan gets both free throws. Here's another one of my favorite plays because of its simplicity. They wrap Calderon around a Dirk screen, then hit Dirk on the high post. A simple give and go back to Monta gets him going to the basket on a switch, and from this angle, it's hard to see how there was a foul called. And from this angle, not so much a foul either. But from where Tony Brothers was standing, you can at least see the contact, even if it was just as much Monta initiating as Diaw. Coaches porn gets even sweeter when your team can run it in crunch time, and this is the kind of hardcore that gets you arrested. Watch how Manu executes the simple UCLA cut off a Duncan screen. Normally, Manu cuts through or sets a screen for Parker or vice versa. But watch Manu's footwork. He makes contact with Calderon, does a perfect left foot pivot to get it on his back, and Duncan zips the perfect pass for the layup. Let's just watch this again in real time to really admire how the play worked. With the Mavs down 2, you know they want to go to Dirk in the post, but this little ball screen first gets in the switch, so now Kawhi has to guard him down low. That forces Duncan to successfully help, forcing the miss, but Duncan's man Dalembert is there to fight for the rebound and ultimately make the 2 free throws to tie. This appeared to be a bit of a freelance for the Spurs, who have so much experience they can afford to do this. Even though Parker got the mismatch, he opted to dribble pitch with Manu, who turns the corner into the middle, and when Dirk helps one pass away, it gets Diaw the wide open look. Again, Dallas turns to one of the oldest plays in the book, the high post split off the out of bounds. After Vince sets Monta the pin down, he gets the handoff from Dirk, forcing a switch, and while Duncan played extraordinary defense, Monta hits an extraordinary shot. The Spurs are in a great position for the last shot to win, and they run the clock down expertly, not attacking too early, and getting their best shot maker a high ball screen. The key here is that Duncan sets the screen flat, allowing Manu to choose which side he wants to go. Of course, he goes left, D'Alembert stays with him, even fouls him on the arm, but Manu hits the shot without the ref's call. So this is a tough situation because the Spurs can't give up anything, and the Mavs run the same play we saw Portland run twice for Lillard and Wes Matthews to get open shots in Game 2. Crazy thing is, Monta gets open first, but Calderon goes to the second option, Vince getting the Dirk screen to the corner. Manu is in perfect position. Remember, he can't afford to foul either, and Vince does this. So let's take a moment to celebrate. Hey, even Mark Cuban gets out on the court for a hug. This is an amazing moment. But let's look closely at that last shot. You see what I see? Vince traveled. Brothers missed it, and at this point though, I'm saying he hit it, give it to him.
So what makes this series so great is that you have two such good offensive teams that run great systems and great shots. The defense is at a disadvantage every time down, and that leads to amazing finishes like we just had. So I'm looking forward to this. This is going to go 7 games. I got to go with the Spurs at home in Game 7, but I want 14 games or more because this is terrific stuff. So don't miss out. We're doing a lot of live tweeting during games, so follow us there. Subscribe here for even more breakdowns. We'll be doing them every day, multiple times. And don't forget, at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?